Hi, I am just going to talk about some stuff that I discovered. Watching YouTube on our new 4K TV, and you can find um, the typing, it's fine. It's just like doing it on a PS4. You're just kind of, YouTube is just difficult to type letters into anyway. So I've had an entirely different search history. Anyway, watched Australia 60 Minutes, and it's on children who are quote unquote rehomed. So I could only watch maybe 5 minutes of it before I kind of just had to panic, like just stop for, I could not understand. So the video opens and it's this young guy who's hoping to get adopted by this family. The family says, yeah, we'll take you on a trial run. The guy lasts maybe 6 months, and then he's right back where he started, hoping to find a family to live with. And there's a little bit of commentary, and the part where I had to stop watching was the one of the experts or whatever said, yeah, we need a place that has governance, rules. They know what they're doing. And I just jumped out of my skin. And I said, what was an orphanage? An orphanage is what we used to have to mind the basic care and essentials of a child. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anything that's an institution is aggressively um, I guess double-minded is the word, where you have one agenda or one objective and another, and they're almost at odds. So, I get that that doesn't work, and so therefore privatization has to work for everything. But in that place, but I look at Scandinavia, years and years of their entirely different approach to life. They're socialists. The moment you're born, you belong to the government. The government is responsible for caring for you. So it doesn't matter if your parents are crackheads, like the kids that live in the neighborhood that we live in. Doesn't matter if your parents are crackheads, you can actually still get a good education or a reasonable education and have things provided for, like the basics of living, roof over your head, and probably maybe food stamps. I don't know that much about that kind of culture, but I have enough friends that live over there that I could very easily ask. Anyway, I'm rambling. But seeing this video, and it's American. And so the foster system, the adoption system, whatever you want to say, there are websites dedicated to families that have children they don't want, posting them to a website. There is no checks or balances to see if these kids are one of pedophiles. It's just like whoever is interested, they go, and they opened with a video of these kids like prancing down the aisle, like dressed up, the hair did, and there's a reading about them, and it's almost like a beauty pageant. And okay, so backtrack a little bit. Earlier this week, I was testing out the search functions on the new TV and just intrigued by what it would come up if I typed in, something like Honey Boo Boo or that's not actually what happened. I was typing in something like gypsy tango music, dancing or something, and I ended up watching a bunch of flamenco videos, which are amazing for passion. And I didn't realize just until I listened to the one guy, and he said that this kind of dancing is the meeting of spirituality and sensuality with this dance. It's a sacred dance in the mountains. And I just you watch it and it's spectacular. But anyway, there was videos John and I had watched about excellent on the people that get the gold button on the America's Top Talent or whatever, because I don't like reality TV, so I don't pay attention to that stuff. And I said something about just checking out these kids, and so then I remembered, oh wait, Honey Boo Boo, and so I look, and I had never seen the video on TLC about what this little girl was like, and she's given go-go juice in order to tactics on national television. And mind-blowing, to say the least, that these are the standards of just lowered. And so back to children being rehomed and having a place that could handle it. I know that there are churches, there are YWAMs, there are mission places, especially during COVID, because so many limitations of things, that why couldn't we find a way to house kids this way? Anyway, my mind goes in all sorts of directions, and this is just a little touch-in to say it's December the 8th. I'm in a new house. This is our top floor. Yeah, and I had no idea that we lived in such dark times. So I'm going to end it here, and I'm not quite sure what's going on with how this is going forward. I don't know why I have to explain myself. No one's watching anyway, at least not on this video. So have a great night. And I hope that you are able to do the things you care about in a manner that you don't feel like you have to sell parts of your soul or shut down parts of your psyche or ignore glaring issues, because that's not a place anyone should have to live. But unfortunately, in my understanding of the world in 2021, that's kind of one of the better ways of living compared to the slave labor, the being stolen from your bed, basically. We live so comfortably, and there's that show Wheel of Time, and it shows these kids from a mountain city that they're thrust into the world, and these things called Trollocs, destroying everything and everyone they love, and having now to go to a place that is politically unrested and in the middle of a turbulent wartime. And there is never a space to just sit down and go, everything's okay. I mean, compared to someone dying, compared to someone tragically being injured, compared to somebody unfortunately being in the hospital, compared to, any of those things that we call life emergencies, outside of just even the stress of living that way, there's no sanctuary. And I live in a sanctuary, and I am fully and completely aware of how amazing I have things. And I guess maybe that's why I get so riled up, because it's I know I have to do something, but I don't know enough of how wicked things are, because I don't put myself in situations like that. Anyway, it's just something to think about, right? When I'm driving down the street coming home from work and I see people on the side of the road with their signs, there was a time when I was organized enough to have food in my car to be able to say, yeah, here's a package of arrowroot cookies, because you can't go wrong with arrowroot cookies. They're gluten-free as far as I can tell, because they're baby food. So it's super easy. I don't know. A couple of times I've gone out and given things, and giving money isn't always the best option, just because people aren't as forthright as they maybe should be. So asking for money, it is to buy booze or it is to do this. But if you have a conversation with the person, that's an entirely different scenario, right? You connected with a human and you found out their story and you are doing something to help them. So anyway, I'm just babbling now. So I hope you have a great night, and happy holidays.